Life aboard AmyJo, where the world feels right. Cruising through the countryside beneath the sun so bright. With every bridge we pass and every lock we share, there's magic in the journey, in the moments that we dare. Life aboard AmyJo. Life aboard AmyJo.
Well, hello and welcome to Life on Board AmyJo, and what is our very first cruise of 2026. Tongue-tied now. So yeah, we've actually left the marina. You can see behind us we are on the canal and we're off. New year, new adventures, hey?
Correct. Well, yeah, fingers crossed this year we get different places, new waters we want this year.
Yeah, new waters. We're going to try to do the east side of the country, but watch this space, because the way things go. But for now, it's a lovely cold but dry day.
Yes.
There's a bit of a breeze blowing, which is keeping us chilled. Smudges up on the hatch there behind us, or behind you I should say.
Yeah.
And we're making our way down the Shroppie, so join us and enjoy. Starting our 2026 summer cruise from Tattenhall Marina, we head off down the Shropshire Union Canal. After an overnight stop just above Beeston Stone Lock, we then continued our journey, turning left at Barbary's Junction onto the Middlewich branch and mooring up above Tilston Lock near Venetian Marina. I've come in and out of Tattenhall Marina countless times and done it perfectly, both coming into the marina and out. But 6 weeks laying in the marina over the winter and Christmas, I've got a little rusty. And I think you'll agree, I made a bit of a pig's ear of getting out this time. Of course, no cruise would be right rather, without the crew in their usual stations. Even Smudge is enjoying getting out the marina and having a look round there.
I'm warming my hands up underneath his coat.
Okay. I don't know if you can see, Chris is using him as a hand warmer. I don't blame her.
But I have some uses.
Yeah. Looks like C&R2 have started putting wooden bank sides in rather than Armco. Must work out cheaper for them in the long run. It's a well-known landmark around these here parts, Beeston Castle. Looking grey and foreboding up the top of there. Way off in the distance there, Tattenhall Castle. Way off in the distance behind Beeston Castle, of course, is Tattenhall Castle. A more complete castle, that one. They actually have weddings in that. Whereas Beeston is a total ruin.
Well, lock one of the day. This is Wharton's Lock. Here he comes. Ooh. The bywash is a bit keen today. Push Steve right over the other side. There he goes. They normally do last lock of the day. We're doing first lock of the day.
Day of firsts, if you like, because this is the first lock of the year. This is Wharton's Lock, number 10, and we're going to start going up in this lock.
Oh, that was interesting. Beeston iron lock. Boat coming down, no problem. He needs help opening the gate because this top gate's really difficult to open. So I said, stay on your boat, it'll make it easier for you with this single handing. I opened the bottom gate, got over to do the other one. First gate closes, second gate doesn't open fully. Fortunately, another gentleman was coming up walking the dog, so he held the gates open while the boat could get out and we could get in.
These little huts that you find alongside the locks are for the lock keepers to keep their equipment, because back in the day the lock keepers weren't just looking after the locks, they had to look after a length of canal. In fact, then they were known as lensmen, and this is where they would hide out from the weather and keep all their tools, keep the place tidy. Hello, Smudge. He's enjoying some time off lead.
Yeah, that is a bit leaky, isn't it? No wonder we had problems opening the gate.
Very barren and windswept here. Don't normally get to see through the trees, obviously in the summer with their leaves on, but here they're actually devoid of any leaves whatsoever, and you can see straight through them. Not that there's a lot to see, mind. The next lock is Iron Lock. This is the one that everybody knows you can only have one boat in at the moment. and I'm just hovering in the bridge hole by Beeston Wharf, or Chas Harden Boats, and there's a boat coming down in the lock, so I've just got to wait for him to come down and then we can go in. Chris is helping him because he looks like he's a single-hander, so he's probably quite grateful of the help on that iron lock because there are no ladders to get in and out. So there you go. So there we are, we're in iron lock, and you can see why it's called iron lock, because there are no there's no bricks whatsoever, it's all iron, and the reason is because the lock is built on a sandy outcrop, and previous locks kept subsiding, so Thomas Telford decided he would try this newfangled material called cast iron, and that seems to have worked. I think I've mentioned it in previous locks, but the reason you're only allowed one boat in at a time is, at the moment, there is an obstruction in the water just down here, but this wall is bowing inwards, and it bows in near the bottom here, and if you get two boats in, then they could get hung up on that lip halfway up, and that could cause problems. We have actually witnessed two boats in here get caught on that. It was the boat owner's choice to come in as a pair. They got hooked up, and I had to fill the lock again, so that's why. It's not helped by the fact that iron lock is leaking badly, but you can now start to see the effects of the breach at Whitchurch, because the Llangollen feeds this canal, and as you can see, the levels now are starting to drop as we're coming up the Pound. So fingers crossed we can get in and get moored up. We tried to moor up in the Pound between Iron Lock and Beeston Lock, Stone Lock, but unfortunately the levels are too low and we couldn't get in, so we're now carrying on. This is Beeston Stone Lock, and then we'll see if we may have to go on to Calverley, but we'll see how we get on here. And this is our mooring for tonight. We're only stopping the one night because we need to be in Aqueduct Marina come Thursday, and today is Monday. So we've stopped just above Beeston Stone Lock, and the reason we've stopped here is because the tow path is quite firm. It's not very muddy, it's actually quite decent here, so it's a good place to stop. The only downside is literally just the other side of that tree's the railway line, but we can't have everything, and we're happy enough to be here and moored up. Well, we're underway again. We just left our mooring up above the Stone Lock. It's the next morning. It's Tuesday, the something or other of February, 3rd of February, and we're making our way now onto the Whittlewich branch and mooring up by Venetian Marina, all being well. But as you can see, I'm well wrapped up, can't get the words out, well wrapped up, because it is absolutely bitter cold. It's only 3 degrees, and with the wind it's like -2. But like I've said before, we have a destiny at Aqueduct Marina on Thursday, so we've no choice but to move. So enjoy today's cruise. As you can see, it's another cloudy, blustery day, but it's just nice to be moving again. Looks like there's evidence of some winter works. We've got a brand new ladder here that had a fresh cut out for it. And it looks like a new ladder up the other end there. But sadly, they've not managed to repair the paddle. That's out still. It looks like they've been doing some repointing on the lock wall as well. There's a bit there, and there's a little bit there. Oddly, they've not done anything on the coping stones. Very strange. You thought they'd have done them while they were doing the rest of it. So, I forgot to mention that this is the first lock of the day, and this is Tilston Lock. We've got this lock to do, then the Bunbury Staircase, and then we're free of locks until we get to Venetian Marina, where there's Tilston Lock. Whether we go down that and moor up or stay above it depends on mooring space. We'll see how it goes. But for now, we've got this one and Bunbury Staircase to contend with. I spoke yesterday of the little hut for the lock keepers or lensmen. Here's another one. This is a round one. There's only one or two of these left now. But this one must have been luxurious because it's actually got a fire in it and a window so that they could see out. Such luxury for a lensman. Oh, it's a twig day, is it?
Twig day.
Twig day.
Hey! I'm all cosy warm.
Well, Chris has reported that the locks are leaking like a sieve. She's just going to finish emptying the bottom lock and then she's going to go up and set the top lock. I'm just going to hover out of the wind here in the bridge hole of the railway line, which is just above me here, and when Chris gives me the word on the radio, I'll then move in. But for now, I'm just hovering here. Right, Chris has got the locks ready. She's opening the gate, so I'm now making my way forward. The top chamber was full. It just needed the bottom one emptying a little bit. I can see a lot of water coming in from the top chamber, so that's why she's had to empty the bottom one slightly. But hey ho, we're on our way.
And there he is, approaching the bottom of Bunbury Locks. They're very leaky. It is, yeah. Repairing breaches, yeah.
Well, you said a lot of the maintenance jobs that we're going to do with that.
Yeah. There he is in the bottom lock of Bunbury. Now to shut the gate. When is it? There we go. It looks like they're doing it all by themselves, but they're not. My bum is pushing the gate. Done.
So we're in the bottom chamber now of the pair on the staircase, and these are unusual in as much as the slots in the wall there are the overflow or the bywash, if you like. If the lock fills too much because the top chamber lets too much down, the overflow can go out through those slots. There's a pound off to our left on the port side that can take the excess water.
Just look to these gates. Bunbury, the middle pair of gates. Is it my eyes, or is that really a dent in that beam? Because some boat mustn't have a bit that hard to create that dent. It should be straight. Like that one is, well, that's got a slight kink in it, but it's better than the other one.
This is up there with Smudge. She's slowly letting the water in. Both thumbs up. We're good to go. And down there is the side pound that I was talking about. It's where the bywash generally goes. Down through there. But you can just make out some brickwork by the post there. That's where the overflow here goes. And as you can see, it is actually starting to overflow through there. It guarantees that it won't flood the area.
Just waiting for the water's levels to stabilise both sides of the lock beam. I think there's about a foot difference at the moment.
And the second or top chamber we're in, and we only just managed to get in. The level in the bottom lock is dropping rapidly because it's leaking so much, and I only just managed to get AmyJo in this chamber before the level dropped too low. We were lucky. Clearly the bottom chamber is leaking quite badly because it's now a good 2 feet down from when we came into this lock. So looks like we only just got in here in time, to be honest. If we'd have left it any longer, AmyJo would have been aground. So obviously another job.
Smudge is talking to me. He's on his lead because there's a dog in this garden behind me. And he doesn't like it when he's on his lead, tied to the lock beam. Is that right, Smudge? You should stay on the boat and you wouldn't be as cold.
With Bunbury out the way now, we're free of locks till we get to Venetian Marina on the Middlewich branch. Now, believe it or not, buried in amongst them trees you can just make out some brickwork, and that is the remains of lime kilns. They used to make lime here, which they used for the brickwork around the canal, and that's all that's left of them now. Almost disappeared. Would have been a hive of activity when they were being used. It's certainly getting cooler out here. It is really cold. But I thought I need to explain why we didn't put a vlog out this Sunday, just gone. The reason being, we didn't really have that much content, and I don't want to post just for the sake of posting. And I knew we'd be moving this week and I'd have some content, so I thought I'd leave it for Sunday and we'll get another one out this Sunday coming. So I'll have something for you, more of a cruising vlog, a bit more interest. Evidence of some severe vegetation works going on by CNRT. They've been cutting back all the bushes and chipping them. Looks so much better now along the towpath. Here they all are. Alright mate. Here you can see why they're actually cutting back the vegetation. Imagine trying to walk through there. It's getting well overgrown and it's starting to take over the towpath. So they're cutting it right back. Over the last few years there's been loads of industrial units popping up here. Dozens of them now. And they're still constructing them by the look of that one there. Quite a construction job going on there. That's a big place. As we approached Barbary's Junction, I could see another boat coming the other way, but we were closer to the junction than they were, so I started making the turn. And the lady on the other boat was waving frantically to say hello. So I waved back, but unfortunately I couldn't see who you were. So thank you for acknowledging us, and I can only assume you watch our channel. If you do, thank you very much. Now made the turn onto the Middlewich branch. I didn't film the turn, I'll let the GoPro do that. We've made it. We're now moored at the Venetian visitor moorings. We're a distance away from the lock, which you can see way up in the distance there, but I think there isn't any more space ahead. Doesn't look like it by the look of it, look. So